It's a blast from the past.
Boom.
As the MythBusters answer their critics and retest their greatest hits. The Chicken Gun.
I'm not going to debate this endlessly. You fought for this.
Ice Bullet. Exploding Implants.
I wish we could get in there and feel it.
I'm sure you do.
Were you shocked by the third rail?
Is there a problem there?
This is like 50 people in the room.
Left breathless by body paint?
What's up?
Hung up on cell phones?
This is lethal.
In this episode, the MythBusters find out. Who are the MythBusters?
Am I missing an eyebrow?
Adam Savage
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
and Jamie Heineman.
Quack, damn you.
I wouldn't say Jamie's an evil genius.
Between them, more than 30 years special effects experience.
When will the fun ever stop?
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
Well, it seems that we have to revisit the story Peeing on the Third Rail. We thought we did a great job with it. We tested it. We thought we busted the myth.
In the original test, the MythBusters replicated the electrified third rail, often used to power subways.
How's the pee aim look?
P-AIM looks pretty good to me.
With our test subject O'Malley's stoic assistance, they found in normal circumstances, there's no way a fatal current can jump up a urine stream.
Not a thing.
The reason? A few inches after release, the urine stream breaks up. It needs to be solid to carry the jolt.
But a lot of people are sending us emails saying that, well, I peed on an electric fence on the farm and I got a shock.
Okay.
Jamie and Adam have called in builder Tori Bellici from their workshop to help put this one together.
I basically think we're still going to be right about the reasons you can't get electrified peeing on the third rail, but we've got to build a rig that simulates an electric fence.
Okay.
So I think we ought to have half the farm fence with a single wire and half, like, maybe a 2-foot square section of chain link fence as well.
You should probably pee on the city side. The cycle fence. What do you-
Farm boy, city boy.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
To recreate those viewers' adventures down on the farm, the MythBusters need a fence. It'll be half chain link and half single wire, and they'll hook it up to an electric fence energizer. Then they'll do what comes naturally.
It just doesn't seem right.
To prevent killing livestock, the energizer delivers a low current in very short pulses.
It's not going to continue to zap you. It's only going to be in a pulse. So, it's just enough to give you a serious jolt.
The build team starts making the fence, while Jamie's got to make a decision.
Well, I still haven't decided whether I actually want to do this or not. It's like,
He's so boring.
well,
I'm not going to do this anymore.
What?
Come on! All that time you spent as a political prisoner in South America and they never once attached a battery to your nuts?
well, why do you think I don't want to do it?
As construction forges ahead, Jamie contemplates risking his all. But before that moment of truth, the MythBusters want to recover their Mitos touch. In one of the MythBusters' first ever experiments, Jamie stepped into the skin of Goldfinger's famous painted woman.
Go Adam.
I'm having so much fun.
According to the myth, if you're going to paint your whole body, leave a patch bare so the skin can breathe. The woman in the movie couldn't sweat. She overheated and died. In the myth, that actress, Shirley Eaton, died too. But in reality, she made it out without a scratch.
Well, as you can see, I'm very much alive.
Myth busted. Or is it? Jamie left a little skin clear, just in case, but strangely, the paint seemed to affect him anyway.
We got some anomalous readings. The blood pressure, I don't really understand it all, but neither did the EMTs or the doctors at the time. The hairs.
So if Jamie's blood pressure went crazy, will Adam's? They'll try again with one small difference. They took Jamie's temperature with an ear probe.
Push so hard.
The ear probe temperature would not be very accurate. You do need a core temperature, and that's where the rectal probe comes in.
Rectal probe?
The rectal temperature probe.
I'll get the lard.
Let the humiliation begin.
The latex paint will pull every hair off Adam's body if he doesn't shave first.
If I shave both the goatee and my hair, my head looks like a grape. Are you guys ready for this? Get ready. Oh, yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, well, you know, shall we get started?
I guess we better. Let's get something on you.
Medics Sanjay and Orvis need Adam's baseline vitals to compare with results after he's painted. Heart rate, blood pressure, and of course, temperature. Before the paint goes on, Adam can handle that part himself in the privacy of the bathroom.
Okay.
Embarrassment and pain and humiliation are, you know, a good thing for Adam to experience on the show, yes.
99. Came out at 99 even.
Blood pressure about 128/80. That's reasonably good. Under the circumstance, I'm surprised that it's quite so normal. Heart rate 57. It means he's pretty relaxed with what he's doing.
He was relaxed, but now it's time to gild his lily white hide. It's a memorable first day on the job for new Myth-turned Christine Chamberlain.
I am now ready to mix a gold paint sample to make sure that it is the right consistency for human flesh.
She's only got herself to blame. She's an artist and builder and answered our call for a Myth-turn to join the team. This is her prize.
Christine, when you sent in your tape to MythBusters, those many weeks ago.
This is totally what I had in mind. It's amazing.
You know, I think in some countries I might be, you know, ordained as the, supreme ruler after a ceremony like this.
The paint has been mixed with a pigment. It dries gold. And sticky.
I got one eye for a while. Oh, criminy, Davey. Whoops. Davey? Davey?
You didn't shave back there, did you?
Davey? Oh, man. Heidi, I'm coming after you.
Like Jamie, just to be safe, Adam's been left with some bare skin. The paint will take 30 minutes to dry. While they wait, it occurs to Dr. Morelli, Jamie's original results might have had more to do with his own physiology than the paint.
Got 136/80.
So it is a little high then.
Sure enough, even now, Jamie's blood pressure is substantially higher than Adam's.
136/80, I'd be suspicious that his blood pressure is truly elevated and that it might need attention.
Variations.
So, Jamie's vital signs probably had nothing to do with the paint. But the final proof will come in Adam's results. After an hour, his heart rate and blood pressure haven't moved. And now, there's just the delicate matter of body temperature.
Forget it. Seniority, you.
Oh, he's pulling rank. If it's cleaning up snot or inserting probes, it's just a job.
Adam seems to be taking it all a little more personally.
Oh, Sanjay. Sanjay, will you respect me tomorrow?
Trying to warm it up.
Chris, yeah.
Cry on my shoulder.
Oh, okay.
97.5. His temperature has dropped, not risen as predicted in the myth. His other vitals are fine too.
Well, the blood pressure has been still within normal limits. The heart rate has been also within normal limits. The temperature went down, definitely nothing abnormal.
That's good enough for Adam. He's out of there.
Man, that is wacky.
The Goldfinger myth is busted not once, but twice.
Ah!
Builders Tori and Carrie Byron are finishing the electric fence. Carrie's designated guinea pig.
You get it?
It works.
So, Tori, what do you got for us?
Well, here's your wired fence.
20,000 volts. Most men would shrink from the challenge. Not Adam.
I don't know about you, but I've had 5 or 6 glasses of water. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm ready to try the experiment. Are you?
I'm not doing it.
Can I point out that I've already been painted with gold paint and had an anal probe today?
You're doing a wonderful job.
It seems an electric jolt to the genitals is beyond the limits of myth-busting solidarity. It's just Adam, the fence, and his now close friends, the paramedics, with their heart monitor, just in case.
I'd just, like to get a confirmation of my assumption that an extremely low amperage, high voltage hit is not going to perhaps cause my to malfunction from here on in.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
You're not pee shy or anything.
I'm not pee shy.
That's
No.
good. You sure?
I believe I've proven that I'm not shy in any way.
It's time to show your stuff.
Why don't you hold my hand while I pee, and then maybe you'll get a shot too. Okay, we're gonna try an aim here.
The voltage is higher than in the original third rail experiment. And even more importantly, this time Adam's much closer. Just 3 inches from the wire. There should be a solid stream.
Wait, I gotta work one up. Hold on.
Is there a problem there?
I may be a little pee shy. There's like 50 people in the room. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Oh, there we go. I got a shot. It was nothing. It was nothing.
I got it.
You did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right there.
Beautiful. We proved that I got a shock.
Right there.
It was nothing.
Our initial results still hold. The myth is busted.
We never said it was impossible to get shocked. We just said that even though urine conducts electricity, you have to be ridiculously close to the source for that to conduct. And we proved that again. And we've still yet to find a single case confirmed of someone dying from being electrocuted by peeing on an electrified rail.
I was being cautious, as everybody in our viewing audience should also be.
This one's definitely busted. Let's move on.
Okay.
It sounded like such an easy myth to bust. The chicken gun, the foul-firing cannon NASA uses to test aircraft's ability to withstand bird strike. According to the myth, they lent the gun to British Rail to test high-speed trains.
But they ran into a problem, and the problem was that the chickens were going right through the windshields of the trains and even embedding themselves in the seats. And they sent a tape back to NASA asking for help. NASA replied, saying, "Gentlemen, thaw your chickens."
To test if indeed a frozen chicken does cause more damage than a thawed one, Jamie and Adam built their own chicken gun, using compressed air to shoot birds at a light aircraft, with spectacular results. Both frozen and thawed smashed through the windshield with equal ease.
I think that would mean that the myth is definitely busted.
Or maybe not. Those windshields weren't rated for bird strike. The test proved nothing.
Well, Jamie, that's the biggest screw-up we've ever done.
But the day was young. They tried to salvage things by carefully timing the impact. Same time, argued the MythBusters, equals same force.
At these speeds, frozen or thawed chicken, myth busted, no difference at all.
Not according to viewers, who complained that's like comparing a cannonball to a lemon cream pie. What counts is penetration. So it's back to the drawing board. This time, the MythBusters will fire the chickens into blocks of foam. If the myth is true, the frozen birds should penetrate deeper.
Okay, good. Lower it down. Lower it down.
Once again, they're breaking out the big guns. Adam happy to leave the heavy work to builder Scotty Chapman.
Of all the things we built last year, this was my favorite.
Yeah.
Like building, like using 1-inch bolts.
Yeah. Big tools for big bolts and big nuts.
walking away.
They're taking no chances with compressed air. Jamie's rigged up the scissor lift to fire the cannon while they're behind a blast screen.
Well, that seemed like that worked.
They'll be firing the cannon inside the workshop at 2-foot square foam blocks. Again, the chickens will be encased in foam sabots to ensure a snug fit in the barrel.
Chicken doesn't fit!
You know, I did this exactly the way Adam told me how to do it.
And that was your first mistake.
It's time to let chickens fly.
Look at that.
The first shot will be with a thawed bird.
3, 2, 1.
It's a hit, but Jamie's not happy.
This went right through. This was the thawed chicken.
Yeah.
The other one's going to do the same thing. Plus, I don't like the way that it's going off to one side because it's like, who knows, a leg was hanging out over here and kind of made it go off to one angle. It depends on how exactly it impacts. It's not going to give us consistent data.
Despite Jamie's reservations, they keep working. This time, a frozen bird.
3, 2, 1. Well, it's good it didn't make it all the way through this time.
So from the front of the target, it's a 15 inches for the frozen chicken.
2, 1. Make sure you treat this like an archaeological dig, all right?
It's 2 feet.
It went 2 feet. Oh. Okay.
That's a thawed chicken.
Yeah. 1.
To Jamie's eye, the results are disturbingly random. The penetration seems to have more to do with the individual foam block than the state of the chicken. But Adam's convinced the results are accurate enough to answer the myth.
I have to say, I think that the penetrating power of both the frozen and the thawed chicken is totally equal.
This simple myth is getting the better of the guys again.
I don't know what's going on with those. We got deflections. We got something like a ricochet, glance off to the side. This is messy.
I don't see much different between the impact sites. It's the same amount of mass passing through the same point in space.
That right there is like, I don't know what it's doing.
Adam's furious. Jamie's holding firm. There will be no consensus.
I'm not going to debate this endlessly. You fought for this. You fought for this as an experimental, as a way to gather data.
It seemed like a good idea at the time, as it did to all of us.
The chicken gun has shot them down a third time.
If we don't get it right, we're going to get held accountable for this.
Or should that be tarred and feathered? They have to find a way to answer this myth once and for all.
This is definitely one that caused a lot of stir when we aired it the first time.
The ice bullet, that amazing vanishing projectile, preferred ordnance for Kennedy conspiracy theorists and Hollywood producers alike. The myth sounds reasonable. Replace lead with ice, which melts in the body. No clues for the cops, see?
Looks good. Looks like a bullet to me.
But when the MythBusters tried, all they got was a puff of steam. The hot gases in the chamber melted the ice as it left the barrel.
The problem that they said was that we weren't freezing it right. We were freezing it too quickly by dropping it into liquid nitrogen. So what we've done is we've figured out a way of very methodically freezing the ice for the ice bullet so that it forms a very carefully formed crystal that's much harder and stronger.
The trick here is to get the ice to form bullet-shaped inside the casing. And to do that over a period of several hours to ensure it's as strong as possible. To do it, they'll need dry ice, an aluminum plate, bullets, and a silicone mold.
We only got one night to get this right, and if it's not frozen, we're screwed.
Yeah.
You know? All right, well, you guys are ready. Let's get to it.
All right.
The build team has been given its challenge, and the clock is ticking.
This is the aluminum plate that we're gonna make a bullet mold on. I'm gonna zap these in with some glue. We're gonna have a row of 10, and then I'll build a box around it and then fill it with silicone When the silicone sets up, then we'll have a mold for the bullets.
It'll take several hours for the silicone to set. In the meantime, Jamie and Adam have to make a phone call or two. It was a case of dial D for destruction. Adam singed and sorry after putting the cell phone in the gas station myth to the test.
Well, an early story that we did involving a cell phone and an explosion at a gas station caused a lot of controversy, apparently.
Well, they felt that we had abandoned certain aspects of the myth too early.
It's a modern-day myth that using your cell phone while filling your car can spark an explosion. Certainly, gas station fires happen, but the MythBusters just couldn't start one with a cell phone.
Nada. Niente. No explosion.
According to the experts, most gas station fires are triggered by static electricity sparks, often when the person gets in and out of their car while filling.
Pure and simple, we don't have any accidents involving a cell phone at a service station. It just doesn't happen.
Some viewers still weren't happy.
They felt that we hadn't gotten the right time for when the cell phone's actually putting out the maximum amount of electromagnetic energy. Secondly, they suggested that we could possibly get a spark off of the aerial to something that was metal. And third was actually there was some brand new information that some aftermarket batteries were actually shorting out, exploding, and causing these explosions.
So, 3 tests to try. Find the time when the phone is outputting the most energy. Second, put the antenna near metal to see if it sparks. And third, try to short out a battery and cause an explosion that way.
You know, it's really easy to put to rest the first part of this criticism, and all we had to do is get this electromagnetic field meter and test the highest output coming out of this cell phone.
Okay, so you want to try calling it from your cell phone?
Okay.
Let's see what that does.
These meters are often used to test for leaks in microwave ovens. It'll show when the electromagnetic field is strongest.
Oh, big spike. All right, it went up to 94 as a spike, and now it's going back and forth between like 3 and 7. It's kind of going up and down. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to answer it. Hello?
Hello. What's up?
Hello? Wow, that's really far out. Let me try and call your cell phone. Yeah, there we go. Oh, bump to 97. There we go. 97. Basically, it did the same thing as it did when it was answering the phone. There was an initial spike, and now it's going back and forth between like 3 and 20. And we're back again.
So the peak happens when contact is first made with the base station. Sending or receiving, which is exactly what the MythBusters tested first time round.
So, criticism 1 is busted.
Absolutely. Busted flat. Let's move on to blowing stuff up.
Okay.
Back in the Ice Bullet workshop, Carrie's working on the targets, ballistic gel busts of Adam's head.
The recipe is ridiculously complicated for something as simple as mix and pour.
The silicone mold is set.
And it's perfect!
Now the lead slugs need to be shaken loose from their casings.
There you go.
The gunpowder is poured back into the casing and sealed with wax. Now for the water. The water fills the mold to the exact shape of the lead slug.
Just make sure it's a constant pressure straight down. Perfect.
Finally, the big chill. The mold will sit on the ice overnight. Then this myth will be put to the test. Back at Cell Phone Central, Jamie and Adam are setting up test number 2, the antenna next to metal. Jamie's taking no chances. He remembers last time they tried this.
I lost a lot of hair on my arm.
Risky or not, they've resurrected that fuel-filled blast chamber.
We put a cell phone in there with metal near its antenna, And now we're going to see if calling that phone, which we know gets the highest spike in EMF waves, makes it set on fire. Jamie, I think we're ready. I think the gasoline's vaporized. We're ready for the cell phone, calling the cell phone spark test. You good? Here we go. Calling. Imagine this. Nothing is happening. Now, given the idea that somebody may have a damaged cell phone, we're going to peel off some of the insulation off of the antenna of the phone, and then we're going to do the same test again. That's it. Look at that.
So the antenna is bare metal.
This is lethal.
If it can spark, it definitely will.
I'm calling now. Oh, it's ringing. And still, nothing happens.
The antenna spark theory looks busted too. To ensure the problem isn't with the chamber, Jamie uses an electric igniter.
Ready?
Ready. We got it down to a science. Oh, I missed a call apparently.
Jamie and Adam's last hope of cell phone destruction lies in the exploding battery test. There have been instances of non-name brand batteries exploding, but can the MythBusters make it happen?
This is really exciting. I mean, not only do we get to short out a battery, but we get to do it in a gasoline-rich environment. I mean, I can't think of a better way to spend a Monday afternoon.
A better way would be with a spontaneous explosion.
Well, I'm trying to short the battery out with a clip lead and get a spark out of it, and I'm not getting anything.
High-quality batteries come with an electronic safeguard against shorting. In one last desperate attempt, Adams ripped that off.
I mean, we're doing everything you possibly can do to get a spark off a battery in a scenario that absolutely wouldn't happen with any phone, and we're still not getting anything.
What they are getting is a hot battery. There's no melting, and certainly no cell phone explosion. Last time, neither the phone nor static electricity worked. In the end, they resorted to ignition by neon transformer.
We tested the antennas, we tested the peak output, and
We even tested shorting out a battery, and the energy just isn't there.
Exactly. I stand behind our original conclusion that this myth is 100% totally busted.
After such a letdown, what better way to relieve the disappointment than to shoot something? It's time to put the ice bullets to the test at the firing range. They've been frozen overnight and should be harder than the ones used unsuccessfully in the original attempt.
All right, so as soon as one comes out, we're going to spray it with a little Teflon spray.
But will they be a lethal weapon?
Do it lightly because it may melt it.
This is what it looks like when a real bullet hits a ballistics gel head. It's exactly the effect the guys want to see with the new improved ice bullets.
All right, here we go.
But will they?
You first.
Eyes and ears.
Ready, here we go.
They might as well have been firing blanks.
Oh, look at that.
No ice hit
You're
the
right,
target.
there's a little bit of a mark
Just
there.
some wax from the cartridge and some unburned gunpowder.
Oh, well.
No ice. And
No
it
ice.
clearly was aimed right. It clearly just vaporized the water.
They'll move the head in closer, just to be sure.
No.
Okay.
We're cocked and loaded.
Everybody clear?
Everybody's clear. Doesn't look like anything came out.
Even at point-blank range, the only danger to the victim would be a nasty steam burn.
Well, Jamie, you know, we actually did the ice bullet again here. We froze it slowly. We froze it from the tip. We coated it in Teflon. We got it in fast.
And there's nothing here. No penetration at all.
No.
So we finally put this one to rest.
Yes, you cannot shoot a frozen water bullet from a rifle like they do in the movies. It just can't be done. You're going to end up with vaporized water. All right, so stop emailing me. Well, you know, Jamie, this is one of our very first stories, the biscuit bullet, and it worked. Whoa!
The myth concerns cans of raw biscuit dough exploding in the back seat of a summer hot car, splatting the driver right in the head. She thought she'd been shot and desperately grabbed her skull to hold in her brains.
And when the paramedics pry the woman's fingers off the back of her head, they find that she's hanging on to this mass of raw biscuit dough.
Oh, no! Maybe it didn't happen.
That just went everywhere.
But by heating up Adam's car, the MythBusters proved beyond doubt that it could have.
It's definitely brains.
This isn't a correction so much as actually an update. There was a story about aerosol cans under pressure sitting in a hot car, actually exploding and embedding themselves in the upholstery of the car.
So on an 85-degree day, Earl the MythBusters Cadillac gets customized.
All right, bring it on.
Mechanical lubricant.
Check.
Hairspray. Spray paint. Spray cooking oil. Whipped cream. Spray glue. Starter fluid.
There's no doubt Earl will be one hot caddy in this sun. But will it be hot enough to cause detonation?
There is a small chance of danger if, say, the propellant of some of the cans is definitely flammable. That could then explode and give a much bigger kahwump than we expect.
Well, if we, lit a fire inside the car, then I could see something happening. Short of that, I don't think so.
While the cans are heating up, Jamie and Adam have another myth to get off their chests. It's the sky-high drama of exploding implants.
Oh, God!
There's a woman with silicone implants on an airplane, and as the plane goes higher, the implants get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until finally they explode.
Using a vacuum chamber to simulate high altitude, they couldn't even make an implant expand significantly, let alone explode.
I didn't really notice any difference at all.
Myth busted, or so they thought.
We had some irate viewers that indicated that there was an aspect of this story that we didn't touch at all, and that was surrounding inflatable brassieres. And
like this, the air pockets.
They have inflatable pockets in them. What are you doing?
Sure enough, back in the 50s, inflatable bras were the biggest thing in town. They're worth testing. So the MythBusters have built a new chamber. A vacuum pump sucks out the air, and an aircraft altimeter shows what height they're simulating as the pressure drops. A blast screen will protect them from an unplanned implosion.
All right, I'm gonna hit the switch over here.
It's coming up really fast.
Yeah.
Boom! The brassieres are going to inflate. We know this, just like a balloon will inflate in a vacuum. And the only question is whether they'll inflate enough, to explode.
Okay, honey, you want to put that on?
The bras will be fitted to a cut-down mannequin for their flight. We'll call her Janet. First bra up, this version, with non-removable air pockets.
Pretty as a picture. I'd say we're good to go. Shall we power this puppy up?
Yeah.
As the air is sucked out of the chamber, there's less pressure on the inflatable pouches, and they'll expand.
We're at 10,000 feet right now, and there's definitely some real expansion from that thing. It just knocked the shoulder strap off.
Where? Altitude?
Altitude now is coming up on 40,000 feet.
By now, Janet would have expired in the thin atmosphere, but her expanding bra lives on. And they're still climbing.
We've actually gone beyond what the altimeter can read. I mean, it's above 70,000 feet elevation.
Yeah, this is over twice as high as what a normal airliner would fly at.
I wish we could get in there and feel it.
I'm sure you do.
I mean, for scientific reasons. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to call this. The black brassiere is not gonna blow. Let's go for the white brassiere.
All right.
It's a disappointment, but the MythBusters are nothing if not persistent. This bra has removable cups. With less support, maybe they'll blow.
Oh yeah, look, the air pocket one is horribly distended down here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just see it's just like pushing down there. Oh my God, it's gonna blow. Come on, baby.
They've passed 30,000 feet, but grow as it might, Janet's bra just won't explode.
Come on, can we just shoot this thing with a BB or something?
Again, MythBusters Flight 1 has soared beyond 70,000 feet.
I mean, it's amazing how much the pulses expand if you happen to find yourself in the vacuum of space.
As Janet descends from the heavens, she brings with her a reassuring message. The flying public need have no fear of inflatable wardrobe malfunction.
You'd be dead long before you'd be worrying about, you know, some tightness on your breasts. So 100% busted still.
Back at the Biscuit Bullet, those cans have spent several hours in the hot car and just won't explode. It's only 120 degrees inside. The MythBusters were hoping for at least 150.
I think you can take your hood off, Jamie, because I don't think it's going to do anything. What do you think whipped cream is like if it's been in your car for all day? No, it's not even warm. You know, once again, we've tested the circumstances of the myth, and we don't duplicate the results. So obviously, we have to build an oven or some such heating device and see what temperature these things are actually going to blow at. You want to take off your hood and participate in this conversation?
I kind of like it in here. It's private.
Time for a little cookout, MythBusters style. All you need is a kiln, blast screen, and
spray lubricant.
This will take them well beyond the temperatures in the car.
It's saying around 300. Now it's up to about 325. It popped.
Oh! Oh, wow, there we go.
Okay, if it's gonna blow, guys, get your...
It's a result of sorts, but more a fizz than the explosion in the myth. And at 320 degrees, it's twice the hottest temperature likely to be found in a car.
Well, that took care of it.
Well, you know, the spray lubricant might not have done it, but I understand sodas left in the car can really make quite an explosion. So, MythBusters Cola going in.
In their never-ending pursuit of explosion, it's the old cola in the kiln routine.
It's getting hotter.
Oh, yeah! That was great!
On the MythBusters explosion scale of 1 to 10, this one rates as amusing. And occurring at well over 300 degrees, there's no way it could happen in your car.
The revisit, we got to see something blow up, but we busted it again.
Yep, busted. Break Step Bridge is probably the largest failure that we've had, and this is on a show where failure is always an option.
The Break Step Bridge. Adam built a suspension bridge 60 feet long.
I have to say this is one of the more satisfying things I've ever built.
Jamie created an army to march across it. The myth claims the rhythm of soldiers marching in step can cause a bridge to vibrate itself to pieces. So now, when crossing bridges, soldiers break step. The idea is plausible. Wind set the Tacoma Narrows Bridge vibrating, and look what happened to it. But the MythBusters just couldn't pick up those good vibrations.
We want some destruction!
We didn't really show a whole lot on this. The bridge that we chose was a suspension bridge. It was, you know, one of the hardest bridges to bust this myth with because it's so flexible and strong by nature.
You know, I want to redo this one. I think we can actually get a reasonable result out of this.
This time, the bridge will be much simpler. A pier at each end and boards across the middle. They'll be able to tune the bridge by taking boards out or adding more in.
We want to show that it's not the weight, which is what most people think when a platoon walks over a bridge, that it's the weight, but we want to show that it is possible to introduce a fatal resonant frequency to a structure.
This time, there'll be no mechanical soldiers. Adam will do the job himself so he can feel the bridge's rhythm.
I'm going to be hanging from the ceiling on a harness so that I won't hit the ground when it breaks. But, you know, as I bounce, it'll break and I'll...
That's chicken.
Oh, no.
In no time, Jamie and Adam have a new bridge to bust.
I know for a fact that it is going to break one way or another, and it's going to break dramatically. It's going to like snap. It's just a question of whether we can do this in such a way that seems like it's related to some harmonic.
They'll start with all 10 beams in place. First, they need to test if the bridge is strong enough to hold Adam's weight.
Can you like sing a little marching song while you're doing it?
I don't know, but I've been told. MythBusters bridge just won't hold.
It's holding his weight. Now the test. Adam needs to gently spring the bridge deck up and down in time with its natural harmonics.
Adam, remember, you can't leave the bridge service. You know, no jumping.
No impact.
No jumping.
Okay. Yeah.
That's about as much as you can do. Your heels are leaving the ground, and you know it's more like you're pounding on it than creating a bounce.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's time to detune the bridge.
Okay.
Let's pull out a slot.
I don't think I can.
That one's going to actually pull pretty easily, I think.
And so begins a game of MythBusters bridge-busting Russian roulette.
Let's pull out one more, and I'll run another march and bounce.
Now they're down to 8 planks.
I definitely feel that it moves more.
As far as possible, Adam's trying not to exert any more force on the bridge. He's just moving in time with its natural bounce.
That's about as much as you can do. You're starting to get off the ground.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really close to the edge. Let's pull out one.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that's enough, Adam.
So, Jamie, shall I go goose step? You know, bridges are strong.
You're getting airborne.
I know.
That's it. That's it.
Jesus.
They're down to 5 beams, but the bridge is still holding up.
That's it. No more.
Wow. C'est incroyable.
Now it's 4.
Dead man walking.
You're getting airborne.
No, can't break it. It's amazing. Walking out, 3 boards left. If they hold my weight, I swear to God, it's going to break now. And so they do. Ready? Finally broke this damn thing.
Adam, I think this was really successful because the bridge held your weight stationary, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Once you started to oscillate, it broke. We tuned it to exactly that point. If it did it on this bridge, it'll do it on a real bridge.
Yeah. So, can you get me down from here? Because I can't touch the ground.
You don't want to swing around a little bit?
We're doing the chicken cannon again because the last time we did it, they were not happy with the results that they got.
I'm not too excited about doing this experiment at all.
We took it all down, and now we have to put it back up again.
I want to do it again like I want needles in my eyes. I want to be done with it.
It's once more into the breach for the chicken gun. The MythBusters are trying to determine which has more penetrating power, frozen chicken or thawed. Adam's sure it makes no difference. Jamie's convinced frozen packs more punch. After 3 failed experiments, this is getting personal.
If we don't get a result from this experiment, it can only be his fault. It's your fault.
This time, instead of foam, they'll be shooting the chickens at panes of glass.
Here's my thinking, is that we'll start by firing thawed chickens at it.
Yeah.
And when we find the point at which a thawed chicken stops breaking the glass, then we fire the frozen chicken. If that breaks the glass,
exactly,
then we've come up with a difference there.
So they'll stack up 12 sheets of quarter-inch glass. More panes broken equals more penetrating power.
I've actually put more thought into this particular experiment than any of the other experiments that we've done. And this is becoming one of my favorite ones because it's one of those simple things that turns out to be very difficult.
My prediction is the glass was a poor way to go, and I think we might just blow through all 12 sheets here. Because if you go through one, you're going to go through all of them. Glass is not that flexible. We will see.
There's more at stake here than myth-busting pride. A lifetime of bragging rights is up for grabs.
Looks good to me, though. Maybe we'll finally be done with this experiment.
All right, well, shall we fire away?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
It all comes down to an air cannon, a thawed chicken, and 12 panes of glass. Again, they're firing remotely using the scissor lift.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Did not go through all 12 panes. It broke the first and the fourth sheets of glass.
That's like one of those karate things.
It's a good start. The thawed chicken only broke 2 panes. Will the frozen one break more?
All right, here we go. Firing in 3, 2, here's to some results. That would be a result.
The frozen chicken hasn't just cracked a couple of panes. It's blasted a hole right through the glass. And Adam's theory.
No, this is not nearly the outcome I expected. If we can repeat this, it appears the frozen chicken has far more penetrating power than the thawed chicken.
To ensure they didn't have a super strong chicken or weak glass, they'll repeat both shots. First, the thawed.
3, 2. Looks very similar to the first shot with the thawed chicken.
Once more, the thawed chicken has broken 2 panes. If the frozen one smashes through again, this chicken myth will be laid to rest.
In 5, 4, 3. Well, I think that might be as definitive as it gets within the confines of this test.
Adam's trying hard, but he can't hide the egg on his face.
Well, this is one that I have to go back on my original assessment of. I have to say, it's pretty definitive, this test, that this myth is in fact really plausible.
So you're saying that you were wrong and I was right, right?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You're still a pain in the...
I have to say I had to fight to stick to my guns on this.
I mean, yeah, I'm ecstatic with the results. So I think you deserve the honor of wrapping this puppy up.
Well, after 4 separate attempts, we've finally overturned our original analysis of the myth, and we can clearly say that this one is totally plausible.
If I never fire this chicken gun again, it'll be too soon. Let's wrap it up and go home.
All right.